expect to pull off those mechanical plays. So look out for that here in this series. But you're right, Joey, both these teams have had a very tough go coming into this. Rogue have had to play Envy, Sonics, G2, Charlotte, Phoenix even. I mean, this is a tough go, and here they are sitting at 2-2. This is going to be a knockout match here.
Rogue are, you know, they're the level above Alpine where they're trying to cement their look as a top 4 team in North America, but a top 4 team, that's not how they start games.
Man, we really pushed this game up to be something, and then that's the first goal. Percy just tosses it downfield. It was a good clear, and unfortunately, Rogue had no one in the middle of the field. So
toss is a great word here. For that. That's okay. Everyone gets one, I guess. But Kronovi struggling to find a clear there. Magic Bear first up for Percy. Percy was looking for Magic Bear in tight traffic. The first killer and Turo getting tied up together, trying to force the ball past midfield. Rogue forced into more relaxed rotation, which immediately turns to an aggressive rotation. The ball banged off the backboard as Jordan will leisurely get the first clear, and then the ball will leisurely roll into his net, right over his head.
And I don't know if Jordan maybe could have turned around here. It was a great initial save. I mean, that's really all he could do from the inside with no boost. And then he didn't have boost anyways. Actually, that bump almost helped him to get back to that ball. But in the end, Rogue get their first goal back. And good pressure after that kickoff, after the first goal. Felt like Rogue were in control. And this is a team that a lot of people have been hyping up, saying that, you know, this could be their season. This is a team that have picked up Turinturo and have looked so much stronger. Probably one of the better roster pickups just in general as far as results afterwards. It feels like Rogue are on a massive, I've said this last week, on a massive uptrend where it feels like they look unstoppable. Now sitting at the back with 2-2, and Magic Bear gets a second goal for Alpine.
Let's take another look. Magic Bear, he got a really nice touch off the sidewall, and we really like our nets wide, free, and open, Corelli. That one was a little less free. Rogue are starting to make people pay taxes. They'll get there by the end of game 1, maybe. Alpine also need to square up on defense, but it's certainly been these are 2-2 teams trying to fight for a top 8 spot. You don't get another chance at a regional for a while, and Alpine know it. Jordan picks up the third for Alpine.
Oh, look at this sneaky little play from Percy. Had no boost, so fakes that he was going to go something or take something up into the air, and instead just forces the challenge out of that defender and then pushes it under him. Such a smart play there from Percy with no boost.
Kronovi in front, Rogue unable to break out quickly, so first killer will break through a car to get the ball back in front of the box. Turinturo shovels it out the corner. Kronovi's shot blocked by Jordan. That heated up real quickly, didn't it? Turo looking in front. Nobody from Alpine grabs the ball, and now first killer has a great ball to Kronovi, who looked for the tiniest touch, but missed it by a pixel.
It does feel like Rogue are setting the pace here in this game. Alpine struggling to keep up with the offense, struggling to keep up with that speed and pressure that's coming out of Rogue. And look at the gaps in the midfield right now as Rogue really have free reign and some double commits coming out from Alpine. So Alpine really need to get it sorted here. Rogue are just going to gobble them up.
We welcome all of our B-Stream viewers from the E-League stream today, catching the rest of the RLCS matches. This is our last match of the day with Rogue and Alpine have started out, well, let's say this. It didn't start out great for either team, but Alpine has certainly looked a little bit better. First killer is starting to ramp up as well. Kronovi first tap, Turinturo got tapped out as Jordan finds a working clear for Percy, but they're still working for a clear. And, a lot of awkward balls, and they don't stop coming, apparently. A lot of awkward touches. First killer trying to keep Alpine honest and on the ground. They did, and Rogue keeps the ball, Corelli, but this has been, I'm gonna be honest, this has been a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, it does feel like a whole lot of nothing. Rogue, again, while they do feel like they're setting the pace, it seems like Alpine are able to just carve out opportunity on the offensive end. Rogue's defense not holding as strong as you would like, and even though the chances have been far and few between for Alpine, they've been able to really break down this Rogue defense.
Jordan trying to, that was First Killer just looked like he got the boot power up in Rumble and just kicked Jordan out of the way earlier. Alpine, another shot for Jordan. He almost sank it in the corner. Rogue feeling a little desperate on defense for a clear. And Alpine cars all around midfield. Maybe a chance, but no. First Killer way under the ball on the attempted pass from Turret. Jordan slowing it down. Magic Bear taking a spot up on the wing. Nothing really develops. This was great from Alpine. While I do feel like they were given a gift at the beginning of the game, they did give it back. And then I just felt like there was a couple of Rogue miscues. And then one great play in front of the box from Alpine that gave them this lead. But since then, I mean, Alpine have done, you know, what they've been asked to, which is just keep Rogue out of their half. We'll see if Rogue can do something here, but it just hasn't been there, the offense, and we get another clear back down to Rogue territory and almost another goal.
I think this is another game. We talked about it with the Sonics in the last series, but I think here in this game in particular for Rogue, the execution just wasn't there on the offensive third. Sure, they were able to generate 7 shots here in this game, but Alpine, even though it feels like they haven't spent that much time on the Rogue half, have now generated 14 shots here in game 1, which is just ridiculous against a team that we that we see do so well in Rogue, and time will run out. Alpine look very strong here in game 1.
This is where I feel like Rogue beat themselves sometimes, and Curly, I believe it was you I was talking with this morning about this with Rogue, is I feel like First Killer is Rogue's greatest boon, but also their greatest debuff at times. And in those that last 2 minutes, First Killer, he was trying to play an aggressive second man. He was always trying to be everywhere at all times. And I feel like when you pressure First Killer and you really prevent him from being able to carry the ball, or if he's not in control of the game, he tends to ball chase. And that puts his team in difficult spots, and the decision-making becomes real cloudy at that point. And to read the decision-making can be difficult, but there were so many plays down the field in the second half of that game where it was Turo and First Killer trying to link up, but First Killer was just, it felt like he was rushing everything. And at points, he was never able to slow down, you know, reaffirm where he was and actually make a good push against Alpine.
Yeah, it maybe even felt like Rogue was going too fast for their own good here in this first game. But I do expect Rogue to make a lot of changes. Again, the execution is one of them. I think that defensive hold as well needs to pick up a little bit, because Alpine were just able to execute play after play, whether it was a dribble. You even saw, even in plays that Alpine never scored or even generated a shot, they were throwing the defense for a loop. I think back to near the end of that game, Jordan was on a dribble where he just slowed down that dribble, and that defender really didn't know what to do with it. So Alpine definitely inside of Rogue's head here coming out into game 2.
Rogue, maybe they will right the ship here. So they get punched in the first game. We'll see if they can strike back. Turinturo will miss that read, and Alpine will get another jab in to start the game. Percy this time collecting.
Again, the defense for Rogue looking very weak, as I think Kurnovi thought Turinturo was going to get that touch. Kurnovi only had 1 pad, and he hedged towards Turinturo getting that touch, because of course you would think that a player like him would get it. But instead, when he misses, Kurnovi didn't give himself enough space to get back to that ball in the near post, and unfortunately Rogue gave up the first goal.
It'll be Magic Bear starting as he finds Percy, and Alpine look to set up in midfield, but it's First Killer behind the ball. So deadly in front, and that is the danger of First Killer, is he doesn't have to be spectacular mechanically every time, because he just beats you with deceiving speed, Corelli.
Every touch that First Killer has increases the chance of a goal being scored by a factor of 10. It just feels like every single time he's able to follow up his initial touch with 2-3 more touches, the chances for Rogue to put one in the back of the net go up, and you see there what he's able to do down the sideline. That's
why I say he's his greatest boon to Rogue, but can also be, I said debuff, but curse is probably the better antonym, as Rogue. It was another quick tie like they did in game 1, but then things never really got back to normal for Rogue. Maybe the story is different. Jordan pops off the top of his car. The first killer is there quickly. Rogue were waiting for that ball to get right back out to them. Alpine read it, found the clear, but couldn't get anything developing on offense. So, you know, a bit of a boomer ball back and forth, or at least, here, you guys try. Here, you guys try. And we are all Magic Bear in front. First killer did get the lion's share of that ball, but that shot almost found the mark. Percy, he won't get it, but Jordan wants to give him another shot. Magic Bear second in the rotation for Alpine. He tried to find it far side against Kronovi, but Kronovi, patient in the corner, will keep Rogue in the driver's seat on defense, but it flips right back here to Alpine. Magic Bear has a free look from midfield. Does he have the read against Turin? No. First killer hops in front, really scared of a Jordan Reed. Jordan reads the net, and that is an Alpine lead.
And I think it was Magic Bear inside the net here, just chasing down Rogue players. He saw this shot coming and immediately turns to try and get a piece of Kronovi, and I think he does so, and Alpine are better for it now in the lead.
Alpine with the lead again. Are they really already in a position that they could be up 2-0 in this series against Rogue? Well, they set up in the attacking third. Kronovi, I haven't said his name a lot in this series. Felt like a lot of his touches, you know, they've been either clears or in traffic or just unable to get back to it. He's being harassed on the back line. He did get back to his touch. He will bump one out of the way. And this is, some of these feel like desperation balls for Rogue. Magic Bear will actually shovel that ball out. I'm not sure what is going on in midfield. I don't know what's happening in this game. I don't know anymore. Magic Bear doesn't care. He'll pick up the goal.
Magic Bear just robs this ball from Rogue, and the speed to get downfield to follow that up. Kronovi didn't even jump yet, and he's all over it. Alpine Esports are the real deal, and they are here to play against Rogue, and man, oh man, they look good.
It's not obvious how Rogue are approaching the ball, and they look as confused as I do. And it's just Percy putting ball after ball in the back of your net. You knew it, Corelli.
The second he got this touch, I made that noise because I knew it was perfectly set up. And I just don't trust the defensive Rogue right now. They are just so flimsy. Alpine Esports are all over them at the moment. It seems like everything Alpine does can poke a hole in the Rogue defense.
A little pop here for Magic Bear. I was watching one of Alpine's games earlier today. One of the things that can be so scary about this team is that Percy to Magic Bear connection, because they are so dangerous with their passes and shots, Corelli. The synergy is absolutely there, and that's part of the reason why there's so much hype behind this Alpine team, is because of Magic Bear, but also his connection with Percy. Jordan feels like he's kind of slotted himself in, but I don't feel like Jordan has had as many standout moments like Percy and Magic Bear have on this Alpine roster.
And you don't have to. I mean, not everyone is going to be a star player. What matters is that the team is winning and then the synergy's there. And Jordan, like you said, slots in beautifully with this Alpine team. I've loved the way they've played here today in particular. I had my doubts when they went up against Envy last week, but here against Rogue, they look even better than last week. And that's important for a team as they move through an RLCS season. Keep ramping up. It's a long season. And it's a long reach. I mean, it's a couple weeks, but it's a lot of Rocket League you got to play. So to play at this high a level after a long day like Alpine Esports has had, this bodes well for a team moving forward.
Jordan tried to shovel a goal in for himself. First killer. Well, that's been the frustration for Rogue too. It's been a lot of things, but that too, where even if Alpine don't win the challenge, they take the touch away from Rogue. Even right there, you take the touch away again. That time from Kronovi, and Kronovi was trying to make a lot happen there, hoping for a solid touch away from defenders, but it just hasn't happened because an Alpine car touches the ball and it's away from Rogue attackers. Time running out, 10 seconds remaining. Can Rogue pick up a pick-me-up goal, something to feel any kind of hope heading into game number 3? We had a lot of talk about the mountain over the years in Rocket League, but the Alpine is proving a little too hard to climb for Rogue. One more goal for Percy. And Alpine are up 2-0, threatening to sweep Rogue out of the regional.
How long have you been thinking of that one, Jorby? You've been holding that one for a while with the Alpine and the mountain?
I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, Corelli. That was off the top of my head. And you know that's true because of the amount of silly things that come out of my mouth. But Alpine, man, they're taking advantage. I think it's twofold. It's Rogue mistakes and Alpine just taking advantage, and then also putting on displays of their own. But the Rogue communication, the field language looks non-existent. Everybody wants to do something different on Rogue now. Nobody's thinking on the same page, and you don't have any more time. You have 5 minutes left to get it together.
I think it's worst case scenario here for Rogue. Not only is your defense really struggling here in this series, but on the flip side of things, the Alpine offense is just clicking so well. I mean, like I said before, everything that they're doing is working. And what does that really mean? Well, they have fantastic lateral passes that are creating such a difficult defensive problem for every single Rogue defender. It feels like Alpine, you know, you look at Percy's double tap, you look at the pass from Magic Bear even beforehand, everything is just lining up so well for this Alpine Esports team. It really is up to Rogue to break that up, because Alpine don't look like they're slowing down right now.
Alpine are shoving Rogue down the mountain, and the momentum is building. Rogue looking for a ledge to grab onto. There's only one more ledge left. Here we go. Turo blocked in midfield. Jordan, nice pass to Magic Bear. Jordan breaking axles. What a flip pass.
And this is a great example of what Alpine Esports are doing so well. They do a great job of isolating that last defender, and it could just be Rogue who's abandoning their third man quite a bit. They're playing a bit too far up, but Alpine recognize it every single time and then expose the defense. And it's tough for that last defender to make a play. There's a lot of options there for Alpine Esports. You need to know with the caliber of player that's on this team that they can pull off any number of those options. Again, up to Rogue to break it up, and they do get their first goal back to tie it up.
Finally, Rogue find the back of the net. It comes off of a great challenge, and then Jordan, he was expecting that first killer shot. He was trying to defend that near post, and it was a little far off the post for him. No chance to recover. Rogue, they respond again in the opening minute, Corelli. But as we know, Alpine have responded every single time with just a handful of goals afterwards, and Rogue unable to generate any kind of pressure. We'll see if the story changes. So far, Alpine screening across, very aggressive touch and cut on the rotation there. It just sends Rogue back. They have to respect the next touch. They needed that long clear from first killer. Percy, he's caught out of sorts. He was forced to wait that whole time for first killer to give up that ball. And he wins the challenge. So, you know, Percy, you do your thing. You get that pass to Magic Bear. First killer picks up the save.
I can't believe that almost was pulled off from Percy. Not only did he go through 2 challenges, but picked up the boost. Almost got it to Jordan. It doesn't matter in the end. Percy's going to put away a second one for Alpine Esports.
Magic Bear doesn't even have to go to the ceiling. That was so tough as he came down. Kronovi, the touch, it came straight back out. Rogue needed a quick follow-up. That was going to be tough for Kronovi to get a solid clear out to the corner on. That was well done by Magic Bear. Excellent control.
And, you know, I just want to say for Rogue, I mean, I don't want this game to get out of control for them. Again, this is a team that's much better than I think they're showing here in this series. And again, I don't want to take anything away from what Alpine Esports are doing. They're playing phenomenally, but it does feel like Rogue are not playing up to par, and it is that defense. And I'm wondering, I haven't really seen much changes coming into this game, the most important game of the series for them. It just feels like they're trying to force that same play style, and nothing is working for them on the defensive half.
They've just played better than this. We have that expectation for this team. We don't expect them to be put to task by Alpine Esports. No disrespect to Alpine Esports, but recent results should tell you that Rogue, for all intents, should be dominant in this game. But instead, look at Alpine. They're finding space, they're weaving through. Magic Bear would have had a pass, but it was a good demo by Kronovi. Can that demo be the catalyst for Rogue? First killer, small touch, Kronovi back to first. first. This is a good progression for Rogue. Turns up. The shot is good, and that's the Rogue we were expecting. Tie game.
Great passing through the midfield here and control, finesse over to each other, using each other as to push the ball down the field. That was a bit of a double commit there at the end, but it doesn't matter because they scored, and that's how you tie up a game if you're Rogue.
Half of the game left. 2 have gone to overtime. Percy will pick up the save. Not 2 have gone to overtime, sorry. Oh, first killer. Just thinking about the previous match as Percy picks this up. Turinturo chasing him from behind, and he will just straight up steal the ball. And Jordan actually has a shot. Kronovi, oh, Percy cut in a little too far, and the ball rolls the whole way back. Rogue are gifted the lead.
What on earth did I just witness? Kronovi on the clear, and I don't know if Percy was just trying to get it. I don't know what he was trying to do there. I certainly not put it into his own net, and unfortunately it was just enough juice to give Rogue the lead. So unfortunate there for Percy, but plenty of time for Alpine to stay in it.
Ooh, just how he drew it up. That comes for free for first killer. Just a little too much on the side of the ball, lost his power. But sometimes, Corelli, you don't have to make the great play to get back on track. Sometimes it just takes one of those to be like, hey, you know what? We're not so bad.
We take
We're
those,
not so bad.
You know? Yeah. That's one of those where you just say, we take those. And for Rogue, I mean, man, they really needed something like that. They give themselves the lead in a very crucial game, obviously. But Alpine definitely not slowing down here, doing a good job of controlling this midfield. And again, Rogue leaving that last man. It's tough for them to make the save.
Oh, my gosh.
And every single one of them, Kronovi, first killer, Turner in that order, had to make some sort of play on the ball there. And you could just see how Alpine do such a great job of taking on those one-on-ones.
Alpine trying to find some consistent presence in midfield. Percy, with his long rotation back, found Jordan, who ripped one towards the net. Double commit for Rogue. Percy to Magic Bear. Go! Alpine tie it up!
Look at the vision from Percy here. Instead of just banging it off the back wall, a great pass out towards Magic Bear right on the money. And he can tap that one in every single day of the week. Less than a minute to go, and we're all tied up.
Do you think Alpine are just going to give away the opportunity to sweep Rogue out of the tournament? Oh, they probably dreamed of a moment like this. Magic Bear wants it. Oh, and Jordan couldn't get there in time. First killer. He's ready to play some more Rocket League. Back to Kronovi. That's a high ball for Turo, but he found it. Shot blocked by Magic Bear. First killer wants to keep that ball away. He does. Kronovi hard ball, which Magic Bear will take. And it slows down for a second, but Percy can't grab the ball. So it'll be first killer. Turinturo, he backflips, so first killer will take over, trying to beat the whole defense himself. Magic Bear lost against Kronovi. Can Rogue find a way in? They are forcing these challenges. They know they have control of midfield. They know they have first look at the ball. Turinturo, though, he loses his touch, and Percy gets the clear. Magic Bear almost got over Kronovi. Seconds remaining in regulation. Jordan towards the net, but handled well by first killer. Magic Bear steals that boost away from first. Percy, the touch gets away from him. Turinturo, back to first killer. He's got Kronovi on the wing, but he got bumped by Magic Bear, so first killer does what he can to keep the ball in the air. But can they find a shot? Turinturo to first killer. Oh no, it will not happen, and here we go. Rogue are on their last lifeline overtime.
Boy, oh boy, there are some chances there for both teams right at the end there, but this could be it for Alpine. One goal for them to sweep Rogue and move on to the top 8 final bracket.
Kronovi really starting to wake up in that final minute or so, but Percy just popped the ball behind him. Turo can't stay there. First killer forced up, but he missed it. Magic Bear screening across Kronovi, but Kronovi wins. Turinturo had to fight Magic Bear, and it was a race back towards the ball. Now a battle off the ceiling that falls down to the earth. And Percy will take. Kronovi back to Turo. Rogue can't get set up. Jordan taking the ball away. First killer had to buy time a lot with that touch. He got it back to Kronovi. And that first killer maybe landed. Maybe he could have played it, Corelli. Wait, Percy, he's by 1. He wanted to pass a little early. There wasn't enough, or there was too much space, rather, by the time he started his flip.
I love that head fake there from Percy. It buys himself enough space to get that ball on top of his car to potentially have that pass. Alpine have opportunity here if Jordan can get back around to it. Rogue's defense holds strong for now.
Now Jordan. He wanted Percy, but Turo cuts him off. First killer takes midfield boost. Now he takes the ball. And Magic Bear, he's got Jordan in midfield. Alpine want to push this back to Rogue territory. Wow. Turo. Wow. That was impressive stuff.
He made it hard, but he dealt with it in the end. That was, like I said, impressive.
Magic Bear makes the challenge happen, and this is very aggressive positioning from Alpine. Percy's already ready for the ball. He forces Turo to wait, but Turo is rewarded for his patience. Maybe not the reward he wants, because a clear down the field would be pretty nice for Rogue. They get it. Percy and Jordan keep the ball away from Kronovi. Turo gets taken out of the play. Now, Percy back to Alpine. There's just nothing here materializing. Percy steals the ball. Jordan can only survive a touch, but then it dies for Rogue. Kronovi has to get back again. Just when things start to build, a player gets demoed, and Magic Bear, space in midfield. All three Rogue players back. Flip up for one. Turo picks up the first save. Jordan will play it to the corner. Turo can't have the read, but Kronovi quick. Magic Bear stole it back to Jordan Corelli, and we slow down yet again. Half of a game of Rocket League played in this overtime.
It's getting a little dicey here between these two teams. Both of them a little too anxious to go for this ball at times, and other times a bit too conservative. You're seeing Magic Bear flip reset, immediately shut down Rogue. Their defense is holding better, but still there are some huge gaps, and they have benefited off some solid 50-50s that they've won that have kept them in the game here. But it's become very dicey here for both sides. It doesn't really feel like Alpine have that edge that they had in regular time. And all bets are off here in overtime.
Magic Bear, he wins a crucial challenge to give space. He'll just bulldoze right under Jordan. Percy, quick ball off the ceiling. Jordan does find the read. He actually gets the shot, which is saved by Turo. Now off the backboard. Looking, first killer will pick up the read on the rebound. Jordan forces the ball laterally to Rogue's opposite corner, and it falls apart, but maybe is put back together in an instant by Percy. Quick shot. Kronovi follows closely, but is taken away by Magic Bear. Alpine have done such a great job cutting off every single Rogue counterattack in midfield. It prevented Rogue from doing anything on offense in this overtime. Maybe they break away here. Kronovi wins the touch, but he gets bumped out of the play. It'll give a chance for Turo to create something, but the rest of Rogue has to wait because Alpine aren't biting.
They're a little bit too scared to push too far up, and that play was definitely not one they want to send any numbers at. They'd rather keep two back, and again, Rogue just sitting on the defensive line. What you're noticing is Rogue sending this ball away straight to Alpine players. That's a big miss, though, as that shot goes wide from Jordan. But again, Rogue too easily giving up the ball once they finally bring it down in their own half. They just boom it straight back to Alpine, who's waiting patiently for this ball to fall right back into their lap. Magic Bear on the dunk, almost able to put it away, and we keep going.
Almost a full game of Rocket League. Percy, first touch, and knocked away by Turo. He's got the control in the corner. Turo's done such a great job on defense. First killer, he'll take a pot shot, which is saved by Magic Bear. He'll pick up the demo as well. Space for Turo. Jordan forced to wait. Percy spawns right in front of him. Jordan misses the ball. Kronovi shot off the post. It was a wide angle. Oh no, but first killer picks it back up. Percy kicks it back out to the side. We've just yo-yoed between the box and that spot in midfield. And it's a runaway ball that Percy barely saves. Kronovi's ready for it, but Magic Bear got the touch first. Rogue, after 5 minutes of overtime, can they find the net? First killer screens across, but nothing is there. Back to Kronovi. Turo has to wait for Jordan's touch, and he'll give it right back to him. Magic Bear, does he have a clear? Yes. There's life for Alpine. Kronovi, poor clear. Magic Bear up top. Shot! Blocked for now! Jordan hunting on the box, but the ball never comes to him. Rogue desperately wants a clear, but a clear doesn't come. Turo gives them what they need. Rogue are surviving for now.
And you can see Alpine are very willing to send two players on this offense. Rogue are really struggling with just two, and Alpine sometimes including that third man, but you can see the difference. Rogue don't want to send two. They rather just send one. That's why you're seeing less and less chances. It's a lot less risks, but sometimes you got to take it, and right now Alpine are certainly showing that risk is paying off. A lot more dangerous chances coming out from Alpine Esports.
Jordan has 12 shots on net alone.
There's 26
shots for Magic Bear. Yeah, 26 shots on net. And you look at Rogue, it's a paltry 16. Shot from Magic Wheel. Alpine Esports sweep Rogue. They join the top 8 in North America.
Oh my goodness, 29 shots, is that what it is for Alpine Esports to finally take down Rogue? It was a sweep, but it took them really 4 games, and Alpine finally do it here. Did I do that math right? Yes. Oh my goodness, 29 shots, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know what to say, Jorby. I really don't. I don't know what to say. Everything that we could have said here in that overtime, I think we said. Almost 2 players putting up 1,000 points on the Alpine side. Turntro did for Rogue, and First Killer was right behind them. Wow. Wow, what a game.
I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. I'm just laughing because it really is that ridiculous. Like, that amount of offense. The fact that Rogue held on for as long as they did with 29 shots on net, that's impressive stuff. It's not as impressive to get swept by Alpine, but dude, that was just their match. I mean, Rogue gave away that first game, Corelli, and after that, it was really a battle. And I didn't feel like they gave up nearly as much. In game 2, those communication issues were still there. It felt like Rogue were without philosophy, which was so uncharacteristic considering how, like, seeing Rogue today, seeing Rogue in the grid, there's a reason that we thought that this was going to be like a top 4, top 5 team. But they floundered today. This was one of their big proving moments as a team, and they couldn't execute. So Rogue are left going back to the drawing board. The end of that series was absolutely ridiculous. We're going to throw it back to Leaf and the boys to close out the day. Leaf, hey man, Alpine, you got it right.